What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Joe Fame coming at you, talking about the new Denon Prime 4. But this time we're going to talk about what's the difference between that versus the Pioneer XDJ RX2. Coming up right after the intro. So now that the Prime 4 is on its way out, should be by the end of April, beginning of May is when people should start receiving it, which would be myself. They said I should have mine by May, the beginning of May. So I may not get the first string, I'll probably get the second string. But a lot of people want to know the difference between the two, and is it going to be worth getting the Prime 4 over the XDJ RX2. Now everybody knows about the Pioneer XDJ RX2. It's been out for quite some time. After it had the second model of the original RX, which only had the 4 pads compared to the 8 pads which the RX2 has with the touchscreen features. The RX2 I almost bought actually before I really did more research on the Prime 4. The RX2 is, as you can see, a standalone DJ controller, but it is only 2 channels. With the 2 channels, it does have all the exclusive features that you would need, from your USB slots to the effects on the mixer, which is usually a replica of like the Pioneer 450, I believe. And when you have those features, it's really good. And plus, it's Pioneer top standard brand, industry standard, which people are used to. But the price point is $1,700, which is the same price point as the new Prime 4. Now, with the Prime 4, you're just getting so much more. You're looking at a 4-channel controller with so many features that I'm going to go right into. But first we go into that. A lot of people ask is about the platters, because platters are very important if it's too small or too big. For example, the platter of the XDJ RX2, I'm just pulling up my notes right here because I have it written down, which is a 6-inch platter on the Prime, and it also has an 8-inch platter on the SC5000. The XDJ-RX platters are, I believe, a little bit smaller. I believe around like 5.8, I believe, or 5. I believe they're just a little bit small, but they're roughly around the same size. But compared to the SC5000 Prime, it is 2 inches smaller. So it's not much smaller than the actual media player that the Prime series has. Now, if we go into the specs, as I mentioned, this is where I'm going to say it's going to count the most. And pull up my notes. I'm going to show you all of this on the screen as well. But if you notice, the dimensions is 728 by 496.82 by 103.63 meters. But if you look at the width, depth, and height ratio, it's going to be 28.68 by 1956 by 1408. Now with the XDJ RX2, those dimensions are a little bit different. You're looking at 28.67. Alright, so that's really close to the same width as the Prime 4 standalone. You got the 4.27 inches in height, which is compared to 14.0 in height on the Prime 4, which is a little bit smaller. Your depth is 17.47 on the XDJ RX2 compared to 19.56 depth on the Prime 4. So the Prime 4 is a bit bigger controller, but it does have a smaller height, and also basically the width is the same, and it's just the depth is a little bit more as well compared to the XDJ RX2. So overall, maybe a little bit bigger than the XDJ RX2 compared to. Also, you have your most frequencies. You'll be able to look at both these specs on both their websites. When you pull up the Pioneer Prime and you pull up the XDJ RX2, you can definitely see the dimensions and all of them. Also, inputs and connections is very important for the fact that XDJ RX2 has a very small limited amount of points. You're comparing 2 different types that has a lot more features. So XDJ RX2 only has 2 line RCAs, 2 phono RCAs, 2 mics, an aux cable, 2 USB-A ports, 1 USB-P port, 1 master XLR, 1 master RCA, 1 booth, which is the 1/4-inch TRS jack. Then you got the 2 headphone monitors that you can switch from 3.5 to the 1.4. 1/4 inch. Sorry about that. I'm trying to read the specs, but also look at you guys. So I'm not really trying to pull away. I should memorize all this beforehand, but it's good just to go right off the bat so you know exactly the right specs. And I'm not even looking at the controller, so this is what I'm going off by. But then with the connections, you're looking at 6 professional grade XLR outputs on the Prime, so that's already double. 2 professional grade XLR to 4 microphone inputs. So you get the 2 microphone inputs. You get the 1 RCA output, 4 RCA inputs, which is line phono for channel 3 and 4. You get a 1/8 output for headphones, a 1/4 inch output for headphones, so either or. Ethernet link port, IEC power inlet, 4 USB types, 1 USB type B, 1 SD card slot, and a SATA power for internal 2.5 hard drive on the bottom. So now I'm not going to look at my notes anymore. I'm going to focus on you guys. So the main difference that you're definitely going to see is with the Prime 4, you're looking at a 4 channel, but what sold me on the Prime 4, which is why I pre-ordered that instead of the XDJ-RX2, was the hard drive you put on the bottom. So instead of carrying flash drives around and doing what we usually do with the CDJs, this has a external hard drive right on that you put in. It doesn't come with one. You have to buy your own, but you get a 1 terabyte. They said they could work with more than 1 terabytes, but they recommend 1 terabyte just for the perfect speed to run properly. There's many different types of SDs out there. I'll probably do a video of which one to choose that's going to be right for the Prime 4. But it's a little slot, you just pop it right in, it takes 2 seconds. Well, I'm more curious about the whole process of actually connecting it to your computer to put it onto that hard drive, how that's going to work and convert. I'll be doing a video on that as well once I have the unit. So between that's what really sold me the most. Plus the features and plus the zoning output where you can connect to a whole different room, play music. So if, for example, it's great for wedding DJs, I think, for the most part, because if you're doing a cocktail hour or even a ceremony, you could play music for the ceremony and cocktail in the other rooms, and then you can still get your stuff organized for the main reception when it's needed, and you can just switch right over, and there's still no delay in music changes, or you run from one spot to another spot to hit play on the music to get the music playing in time. You can just literally have everything running at the right time. So that zoning feature is going to be really beneficial for the mobile DJs out there. So this is one thing you definitely want to look into when it comes to the Prime 4 series. Like I said, what I like about when it comes to design, I think the XDJ-RX2's kind of got more of a nice design. It looks more professional, looks more fancy. It's got like that more solid black color compared to a little bit of the grays on top of the Prime 4. As you can see in the image, it's a little bit I don't know, it looks different. It looks a little bit more like an actual controller type. It doesn't have that wow feature, which it still has that wow feature, but I feel like the XDJ-RX looks just a little bit more professional because that's how Pioneer does with their look wise. Also, when it comes to wave formats, I'm used to Serato and Rekordbox wave formats compared to the green and blue. That looks really kind of fun. It doesn't really do much for me with those eyes, kind of like tricks out my eyes a little bit. But I'm curious if I'm going to be able to get used to that, which I hope so. A lot of people want to know, is it going to be integrated with Serato? Yes, it will be. It should be integrated with Serato as soon as it launches. Probably Serato will probably do an update, or they'll probably have another type of review. They'll put with the Prime with Serato. You can also export your Rekordbox files that you got from your hard drive, put that in, or export it that way, so you get your same beat grids, your same cue points. You can have all of that from any of those, from Serato, Rekordbox, and I believe in Tractor as well. So it basically took over the game entirely. It just has everything besides the kitchen sink. Like, it has like everything you would need to DJ any type of event. So in my end, I think the Prime 4 is going to be a better look, but I won't know until I physically get the item and have it in my hands. You can see from NAMM 2019, a lot of people demonstrating products, everything looks superior. But sometimes things look superior in NAMM, and then it looks totally different when it actually comes out. So we'll see what the final product will look like once I have it in my hands. So it's just a quick video of what's going to be like, if it's going to be the Prime 4 or the XDJ-RX2. Which one are you going to get? Which one do you want to get? They're both the same price point, so you're looking at $1,700 for both. Just which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the 2-channel Pioneer standard, industry standard, that you know was going to work for you and you're used to it, all those functions, or you're going to step up to the Prime 4 with the extra features, with the 2 extra channels, with the zoning outputs, with the hard drive that you can put underneath the bottom, and just so many more features. Also the effects, I like the effects better on that controller than I did on the XDJ-RX2 when I was listening to them. So it's all about what you're going to want. More compromise, you want a little smaller 2 channels, or you're going to go with the 4 channels. So put that in the comment. What are you going to decide to get? You're going to stick around for the Prime 4, or you're just going to stick to what you're used to, which should be the XDJ-RX2. And this is, I'm just going to wrap this up video quick. So I'm Joe Fame. Like, comment, subscribe on the bottom. And I'm looking forward to hear what you guys think and what you're going to get. And check out for more videos coming up soon. As soon as I get that Prime 4 in my hand, we're going to do a lot more videos on that. So I'll see you guys around. Check you out later. Peace.